Alright, so this is our demonstration of our senior design project. As you can see here, we made a nice little Eurorack module sampler, and currently we have it connected to this Mother 32, which is supplying pitch information through this wire, triggering the input through this wire, and this is the audio output coming out from the device. And so what we're going to kind of start out is showing a little bit of the interface. As we have this nice interface with all the files listed on an SD card, and currently we have the sine wave selected. If you go to the wave, you get this nice sine wave, which is represented in the file. And if we were to play it back, this is what it would sound like. So we got a nice little sine wave. And with the pitching algorithm that we're using, we could kind of change the pitch according to like a nice little keyboard scale. Yay! Great. And so if we go back to the file list, we can show you a couple more features.
So some of the things that we can do is here we have the loop and the reverse controls that you see here. One that we'll show you right now is the reverse. So in order to select a new wave, we just click on it like that. So this one, when we play it out normally, let's make it not loop anymore for you.
Correct.
It just says correct.
Correct.
Let's go down to a lower pitch so that we can hear it a little more slowly. So now we have this reverse button here, so if we click that, it turns blue to show us that it's on, and we play it back out, and it plays backwards. And we can see that on the wave as well, as opposed to it playing forwards, which is really cool. Another feature that we have is, you see we have these start and length knobs here, and we have a different wave that'll show you what's really cool about that. This one is just a regular kick drum, so you can just play that out like this. What the wave looks like on this is looks kind of sinusoidal. So if we were to change the end time, essentially what this is doing is this is changing the length of the sample that we're going to play back. So instead of playing back the entire sample, we're only going to play part of it. So now it's much shorter than it was before. And if we were to loop that, you can hear. And now you can hear it's getting shorter. And the other knob, the start knob, decides where this window is. So if we play it again, as I adjust the start knob, you'll hear it sound differently based on what the waveform looks like. There you can hear the frequency change as I'm moving the window, since it's over a different part in the sample.
And it's also great because you can change the pitch while you're doing this as well and play back different melodies, because now it's a periodic tone that sounds pretty much like a sort of instrument that you can mess around with. So yeah, and something else really interesting about the way we implemented the pitch detection is that you're able to kind of develop a continuous pitch. So if I turn on glide between two different notes, then it will have a continuous change of the pitch. And it sounds quite nice. And one other really interesting things is that we have a couple other interesting wave files, one being a drum loop, which really shows kind of how things speed up and slow down due to the pitching algorithm we have. And so here's the drum loop that we have, and if we play it back at a normal speed, it sounds pretty normal. But if we change it drastically, it could become quite interesting. Sound very, very interesting indeed.
Okay, another feature that we have on the Gator sample is that we can record our own wave files. You can see here we've already got a bunch of recorded files, and I'm going to record another one to show you. We have the record button down here, and it's actually going to take the same input as our pitch input, so we'll just unplug from the Mother 32 here, and we'll plug into the output of this microphone amplifier, which takes in a dynamic XLR microphone as input, and then amplifies and spits it out so that another Eurorack module can use it. And so I'm going to take the microphone and I'm going to go down here and hit record, and you'll see it turn red and you'll see a pop-up come up that tells you some stuff. So here we can see the button has turned red and we're recording a sample. It shows us how much we've recorded and also a progress bar of the maximum that we have, which is 15 seconds. So I'm going to go ahead and stop it there, and you see it starts writing the data to the SD card, which might take a second because that was a long one. Now if we go to read it back, recording 9, it'll take a second because again it's a long one. I've got to move this back into the pitch from the Mother 32 so that we can play it back properly. And we can go to the wave as well. That's my voice talking, and we'll hear me talking back.
The button has turned red, and we're recording a sample. It shows us how much we've recorded and also a progress bar of the maximum that we have, which is 15 seconds. So I'm going to go ahead and stop it there.
And there it is, a really fast recording of my voice. Here we can play it a little bit lower so that we can hear what I actually sound like.
So here we can see the button has turned red and we're recording a sample. It shows us how much we've recorded and also a progress bar of the maximum that we have, which is 15 seconds. So I'm going to go ahead and stop it there.
And there's the recording on the gatorsample module.
So we actually took the sample we just recorded and made a really small loop window, and we're going to scale through the file to get some really interesting sounds. If we play it back at different pitches, it'll sound even more interesting. Get some really weird sounds, especially if you play it really low. It'll sound kind of spooky.